Hi everyone, this is DinoSasha here, and welcome back to another review. And today we're going to take a look at the figure. It is the Papo Knockoff Lioness. Now Lioness is a female lion, which referred to that, and let's talk about the facts about the lion. Lion, or Panthera leo, is a large cat of the genus Panthera, native to Africa and India. It has muscular, broad-chested body, short, rounded head, round ears, and a hairy fold at the end of its tail. Now, lions have depended around millions of years, from prehistoric to a modern lion species. Now, consider how they become an apex predators of Africa. They have sexual dimorphism. Males are larger than females, since males have mane and females doesn't. Now, lions have shown to have social behavior, and they form a group called a pride, unlike other wildcats who prefer to live alone. They're carnivores, preyed on zebras, wildebeest, antelopes, and any other large animal, an exception of elephants, rhinos, or hippos because they're too big to fight. Now, consider lions throughout the Africa. They belong in the Panthera genus, includes tiger, jaguar, and the leopard, including a snow leopard as well. Now, let's talk about the lioness's sculpt. The sculpt is resembling out of the Papo and not a Mojo figure, and basically, lioness is basically a very gender of a lion species. Now, I knew about the show called The Lion Guard or the movie Lion King. It's a pretty good movie about some lions, you know that. And I also mentioned about My Pride, which this show is on YouTube. And I basically like enjoying this predator, and this is considered the lion's existence around the Africa. But basically, this is a pretty cool kitty anyway. So because of that, it's a majestic carnivore to have a sculpt. So the sculpt looks the same, and I think we're okay with that. Now, the pose is the same as the Papo, which I don't mind of that. It's basically around the same thing that the Papo has. Now, the subspecies considered like the Panthera leo, Panthera leo melanochata, and Panthera leo sinolalis, which makes sense. Now, others were like the details. Like the details, on the other hand, has something is a bit different about it. Details is not as different as our usual, because this one's a bit more plastic rather than actual figure, which makes sense since this creature might resemble of an average lion to know of, but if that makes sense to you. Now, let's talk about the different ways about that is the color scheme. Like the real lions for today, this is exactly the same colors like I used to, which makes sense for the predator to have in the realm of days. And yeah, kind of which, this is the same thing. The head looks accurate because the lions have very good portions of their heads, and yeah, that's kind of perfect to me. Now, it is a true definition of lioness. I mean, it looks original, but in a way it would. This considered to be on the way. Now, I'm more of a dinosaur fan, but I'm more interested on modern day lifetime. But, if you know it, let me do a suggestion. Now, let's gonna give a ruler and let's give this lioness a measure. Terms from the body size, from the tip of the nose, or the tip of the tail. We're looking at about around as 4.5 inches, and which is only at about, as you can see, it is around as 11.5 centimeters, and a height on top of the shoulder, we're looking at about 2 inches, and which is only at about 4.5 centimeters. Now, for comparison, I'm gonna bring up some other lions. And yes, I already had 2 male lions in the same species. Here's the Papo 2005 lion. I mean, this is a pretty good addition for the predators nearby in the Africa. And I think it stood a bit larger than her, which that makes sense. And another comparison, here's with the Safari Ltd 2010 Lion. Now this male is enormous, I'm gonna say. It's pretty huge for a male lion like that. It's one of the biggest of them all, but it's still the large cat in the way. But still, I kind of like how the lion's position look a bit odd to you, but still. And I never review male lions, but that's okay with that. And the rating of it, I'm just gonna give this solid lioness a smoothly 8 out of 10. Well, it gets the job, you know that? And since then, people never review a actual knockoff, but it might consider to be a myth or something, but it's just my opinion. If it makes sense for a figure like that to have it, well, in the way it would, and the better it was, it made sense. But I just want to know that the lions are actually majestic creatures entitled King of the Savannah rather than King of the Jungle, which belong to a tiger. That makes sense. Which it makes belonging of all the species of the big cat what we have. Now, if you know about this figure, let me know in the comments what you think about this figure. And yes, I may be a big cat relative, which that makes sense to me. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications so you'll never miss the video. And leave a comments below, and I will see you for another review about Schleich 2018 Polar Bear. Goodbye everyone, and see you all next time.